I see sellers making atrocious mistakes before they go on the market, and I'm here to tell you to not do those things. So here are 10 things to please not do before you plan to put your home on the market. I'm going to start off really, really simple. Number one, do not paint anything that is crazy colors. I kid you not, I had a seller who was super excited about painting their house. I was excited too. It needed new exterior paint from last time I had seen it. So naive little me, early on in my career, I said, okay, great. I'm excited. Can't wait to see your house. I roll up and I kid you not, you guys, this house was lime green. And while I like lime green sometimes, I don't like it on the outside of a house. So it can really, really damage the value of a property. In their situation, they were okay. We got through it. We did not have to repaint. But if you are going to paint, keep it neutral. Reach out first for color swatches. Don't go on your own trying to guess a color. We've seen all of them. We know the colors, so reach out to your realtor or leave me a message and I will get you colors and recommendations there. Okay, the second thing, do not do major remodels in the home. And I'm gonna make this into actually two parts. The first one being, please don't do a kitchen remodel. And the second one being, please don't do bathroom remodels. And the reason I wanna have those two entirely separate is because people will come in and say, well, I'm not gonna do a kitchen remodel because obviously it's $100,000+. I don't need that, but I might come in and paint the cabinets or do vinyl on the cabinets or replace the countertops or change the backsplash. Any of those things, I can almost guarantee you are not going to give you a return on your money. I've had clients who go, okay, well, I have vinyl floors in my kitchen and my cabinets are really, disheveled. They have to be redone. I can almost guarantee you there's a way for us to go in, fix what needs to be fixed, make it look presentable and in a way that is going to attract the right buyer with staging and changing light fixtures. And if we only did those two things, you're gonna see your dollar return. Now, could you have gotten $25,000 more by replacing a bunch of things? Maybe, but you might be spending $20,000 to get you 25. And in my opinion, that return is not worth it. You can use your judgment on that. Our job as your realtor is to guide you about that. And so that could be a case-by-case scenario, but as a general rule, would not recommend kitchens. My second one, which is I guess my third item in this list of 10, are bathroom remodels. And bathrooms, although very similar, is a lot less expensive usually. You could potentially go in there and just change the mirror or change the lighting and it looks like a whole new place. So again, coming in with light paint, but you do not need to change out major systems like whole bathtubs and showers or the entire countertop. You probably don't need to do those. You can likely get away with changing faucets, light fixtures, and the mirror, and you're gonna have a whole new bathroom, and it's not the expense of a remodel. It's something you can do at Home Depot for like $300. Number 4, this is probably controversial, but I would not recommend you come in with new carpeting. So the reason why is because, first of all, not everybody likes carpet, but second of all, when you come in with new carpeting, you are likely going to be picking a carpet that the next consumer would not actually purchase, and for the most part, they're not gonna notice that it's new. Unless you have a really, really high-end carpet, as soon as people start walking through the house, they're gonna notice foot marks or shoe marks. They're gonna notice that the carpet has been worn down, even if it is relatively brand new. So I would not put in new carpet. Now, I would make repairs. And so if you have maybe a section of the carpet that the dog has chewed a hole in, the middle of my living room right now, my lovely dog has chewed a hole in about that big. Now, I've left it. I'm not trying to sell my house. We're gonna replace our carpets in like 2 years anyway. But right now, it's like a hole in the carpet that is in the center of my living room. However, if I were to sell my house, I would not replace that entire carpet. I would replace a square of the carpet, and you can do that and blend it seamlessly. I'm sure there's a million videos out there on how to do that, or you can have a contractor come in and do it for you. But you don't need to replace the entire room to fix a section, and it's gonna do the same thing as if you were to have brand new carpet in there. So keep that in mind. You don't need to spend 10 grand or however much it is on new carpet for the whole house. 5 is your high-end landscaping. Now, I'm all for fertilizer. I'm all for new plants, nice green grass, but coming in with high-end landscaping, I'm talking about $50,000+ on a landscaping remodel is not going to get you a dollar for dollar return. So if you're doing that, as I have to my own property, I love my landscaping, but I know that I'm not going to get the money back out of it. I know that it's something that means a lot to me. I'm going to love it while I live in the home, but I'm not going to get the money back out of it. Just had this situation with a buyer client of mine. They walked into this listing. They loved the landscaping. It was very, very well done, clearly by a professional company, and probably close to $100,000 for a very small plot of land. The house, though, was priced about $75,000 more than it should have been. And what did my client do? They went, well, it's priced too high. So they're not getting the return out of that, even though the landscaping's beautiful, even though it's what drew my client to it. At the end of the day, people understand value and they know that it's not worth it. So keep that in mind. Don't do the landscaping project. Similarly on landscaping, I'm going to go to number 6, which is don't put in a pool or a crazy like in-ground hot tub grotto situation. We're in Washington State, and for the most part, an appraiser will actually deduct value for a pool. Unlike some warmer states that you might add a little bit of value, but not a ton, a pool can actually remove value. So unless it's something that you personally really, really love, don't plan to put it in because it's just not going to get you value. Now, on that, because we're talking about value and selling the home, if you have a pool or a hot tub, clean it. That will give you value back. Keep it as tidy and clean as you possibly can, because the last thing somebody wants to see is the house and then see the pool and now all of a sudden not want the house because of the pool. Keep that in mind. Okay, number 7 and 8, I'm going to merge together, talking about high-tech features for lighting and then a smart tech hub for the rest of your house. So for lighting, it is important that you are going through and changing out light bulbs in the home. And some spaces like bathrooms that I mentioned, it is actually really beneficial to have nicer light fixtures, but you do not need to be going to like Restoration Hardware or some really nice designer place to get new light fixtures. You can get them from anywhere, even off of OfferUp, and put in just newer light fixtures. If you have something from the 90s, put in something from the mid 2000s. You don't need it to be brand new, but it is going to give you some return on value as long as you're not spending like $200 a light fixture, because that's not going to get it back for you. Most importantly, I would just change out the light bulb because that'll probably give you more return than the actual fixture itself, unless it's, really outdated. On to then tech hubs for houses. So many people have Alexa devices and smart thermostats. Those are fantastic and they're typically pretty cheap, like a Ring doorbell, also pretty cheap. But if you are looking at putting in an entire smart tech hub in your home, unless you're pushing a $5+ million home, that return is not going to be there for you. If you're watching this video and trying to figure out what the heck a smart tech hub is, don't worry about it. Don't put it in, and you can get yourself an Alexa device. Point is though, a whole house system that can completely control every aspect of your house from one panel is not needed on most properties. So don't plan to spend the money, again, unless it's a passion project for you. Number 9, and I get asked this all the time, Larissa, I'm thinking about getting solar panels. Larissa, the solar guy just came to my house. He's telling me it's going to increase my property value. No, it will not. Solar panels are not going to increase your property value. They are not even going to give you a return on your investment for about 20 years, assuming that you're really cranking out the energy use all the time. Do not get solar panels unless you just really feel that pull to, it's a passion project of yours. It is not making any financial sense and is not going to give you a return on your home value. It is not going to increase your home value, and it's probably not going to make anything cheaper for you in terms of the functionality of your home itself. So my answer to those is always no. If you're in Arizona, don't come for me because maybe there it makes sense, but here in Washington State, it just doesn't. And then the last one, kind of on that same route of people who come to your door and are trying to sell you items, is high-end building materials. So I'll tell you, sir, we had a guy come to our door the other day. I don't know why people still do this. Is this still a thing? Like, we all have Ring doorbells. Anyway, he came to our door the other day and he was selling roofing material, and he was selling this really high-end roof that was aluminum and all this stuff. High-end building materials is not going to change the value of your home. Like, I have a composition roof. If I replace it with a composition roof, it's still a new roof. If I replace it with aluminum and spend $40,000 more, it's still a new roof. At the end of the day, an appraiser does not care if you have a high-end building material. Same with if you are putting in new triple pane windows versus double pane windows, not going to make any impact. If you're looking at, I don't know, what is another thing? I've seen people who put in water heaters that are supposed to deliver all of these new fancy gadgets that are above and beyond what a traditional water heater does, unless it is for your own satisfaction, utility, hobby, whatever, chances are that material is not going to give you a return. So keep that in mind. Yes, you want new things, right? You want a new roof. Ideally, you want to have nice siding, but siding that is a hardy board cement back siding is going to be just as good, if not better, than the high-end, highest tech, whatever, for some salesperson that walks up to your door. Keep that in mind. Also, just know that you don't probably have to replace these things. Again, I'm very much of the mindset, unless it's going to make you 4 times return, probably don't do it. And there are ways that we can present your home in the best possible light that is going to save you money, make you more money, and not have to worry about any sort of lawsuit when it comes to maybe if your roof is failing. We have all of that disclosed. The buyer fully is aware, and you don't have to spend the money on it. If you are thinking about selling your home and you have more questions about that, or maybe you're just trying to figure out your fixes as you go, feel free to leave me a comment, reach out to me, or get on my calendar. I love to be a resource for people, so that's what I'm here for, and we'll talk soon.